Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about controversies of recent times, involving none other than Diddy, the music mogul who has dominated the industry for decades. But this time, it's not about his hits, his chart-topping singles, or even his business empire. No, this time, the headlines are focused on something far more serious. Allegations that could shake the very foundations of his career and the entire music industry as we know it. The legal storm swirling around Diddy has become a major talking point, with new details and allegations emerging that make this case not only complex but also deeply unsettling. We're here to break down what we know so far, where things might be headed, and how this could affect not just Diddy, but the entertainment world at large. Diddy, whose real name is Sean Combs, has long been a fixture in pop culture. He's a self-made mogul, with Bad Boy Records being one of the most influential music labels in hip-hop history. His ventures in fashion, liquor, and television have made him one of the wealthiest figures in the entertainment world. But none of that power or success can shield him from the serious legal troubles he's now facing. And when we say serious, we mean it: sex trafficking, racketeering, and even accusations of running a criminal enterprise. These aren't your run-of-the-mill celebrity controversies. These are charges that could send shock waves through every corner of the entertainment industry. The bombshell news first broke in September 2024, when Diddy was formally arrested. Federal authorities had been investigating him for over a year, following accusations made by Cassie Ventura, his former girlfriend, who had filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy of years of physical and sexual abuse. Cassie's claims were shocking on their own, but as the investigation unfolded, it became clear that her accusations were only the tip of the iceberg. Authorities uncovered evidence suggesting that Diddy had allegedly been involved in a much larger, more sinister operation, a network of exploitation that reportedly involved other victims, not just Cassie. Federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami, and what they discovered added fuel to the fire. There were rumors of freak-off parties, wild events allegedly filled with drugs, manipulation, and sexual exploitation. According to multiple testimonies, these parties weren't just casual get-togethers, but rather orchestrated events where vulnerable individuals were coerced into participating in disturbing activities. What's particularly shocking is that these allegations don't just involve women. Some male sex workers have come forward, claiming they were also exploited at these parties. The fact that men, as well as women, are involved paints a more complex and troubling picture of the abuse that allegedly took place within Diddy's inner circle. As more victims have stepped forward, their testimonies have provided detailed, disturbing accounts of what they experienced. Many have described a culture of fear and control, with Diddy allegedly using his power and influence to manipulate people into doing his bidding. Some of these testimonies date back to the early 2000s, suggesting that this behavior may have been going on for years, hidden in plain sight within the glitzy world of celebrity parties and A-list gatherings. It's a chilling reminder that behind the glamour of the entertainment industry, there can often be a much darker reality. What's becoming increasingly clear is that this case could have far-reaching implications, not just for Diddy but for the entire entertainment industry. The #MeToo movement brought to light the systemic abuse of power in Hollywood, and some are already comparing Diddy's case to that of Harvey Weinstein. They argue that the music industry is now facing its own reckoning, with power dynamics that allowed abuse to go unchecked for decades finally being exposed. The question on many people's minds is, who else might be involved? Could other high-profile names in the music business be dragged into this scandal? Diddy's arrest has opened a Pandora's box, and it's unlikely to close anytime soon. For the music mogul, the stakes couldn't be higher. If convicted, he could be facing decades in prison. His business empire, which includes Bad Boy Records, Ciroc Vodka, and other ventures, could be dismantled. The legacy he spent decades building could come crashing down in an instant. But Diddy isn't going down without a fight. His legal team is working tirelessly to clear his name. They argue that the allegations are part of a coordinated effort to take him down, claiming that Diddy has been targeted because of his wealth and influence. They insist that these charges are nothing more than an attempt to tarnish his reputation. However, despite his legal team's efforts, the evidence against Diddy seems to be mounting. Federal authorities have uncovered disturbing evidence, and testimonies from alleged victims continue to emerge. This isn't just a one-off scandal. It's part of a larger investigation that could potentially implicate other people in Diddy's orbit. And the fact that Diddy has been denied bail twice only adds to the gravity of the situation. Prosecutors have argued that Diddy's vast wealth and global connections make him a flight risk. They've also raised concerns about witness intimidation, which has led to heightened security measures around the case. Now, let's talk about one of the most sensational aspects of this entire saga: the growing conspiracy theories linking Diddy to Jeffrey Epstein. For those of you who may not remember, Epstein was a convicted sex offender who allegedly ran a global sex trafficking ring, exploiting vulnerable individuals with the help of his vast wealth and powerful connections. Epstein's death in 2019, which was ruled a suicide, sparked endless speculation and conspiracy theories. And now, some people are drawing parallels between Epstein's case and Diddy's legal troubles. Both Epstein and Diddy have been accused of using their wealth, power, and social influence to exploit vulnerable individuals. Epstein's infamous parties, which took place on his private island, involved high-profile guests and underage girls. Diddy's alleged freak-off parties, while reportedly smaller in scale, bear some eerie similarities. The accusations paint a picture of a man who used his influence not only to manipulate victims but also to bring other powerful individuals into the fold. Some conspiracy theorists believe that Diddy's legal troubles might be an attempt to cover up connections to Epstein's network, though no concrete evidence has been uncovered to support this claim. Nevertheless, the rumors have spread like wildfire, with some even speculating that Diddy may have attended Epstein's notorious island parties. As of now, there's no proof to back up these allegations, but the very idea that there could be a connection has fueled conspiracy theories online. It's important to remember that speculation doesn't equal fact, but the similarities between these two cases are hard to ignore. Both men stand accused of running operations that exploited people for their own gain, and both used their influence to shield themselves from scrutiny for years. But the parallels don't stop there. The circumstances surrounding Epstein's death have led many people to question whether Diddy could face similar risks. After Epstein was arrested, he was placed in the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan, where he was found dead under suspicious circumstances. Officially, Epstein's death was ruled a suicide, but the lack of proper monitoring and the high-profile nature of his case led to widespread speculation that foul play was involved. People began to question whether Epstein was silenced to protect others who were connected to his crimes. Fast forward to 2024, and Diddy is now sitting in a similarly notorious facility, the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn. Like Epstein, Diddy is facing sex trafficking charges, and like Epstein, there are concerns about his safety while he awaits trial. The term Epstein has already started circulating online, with conspiracy theorists suggesting that Diddy could be at risk of being silenced to prevent him from revealing any damaging information. While this is pure speculation at this point, the fact that Diddy has been placed under heightened security measures indicates that authorities are taking no chances. Diddy is currently being held in a special housing unit, SHU, at the MDC, which is designed to isolate high-profile inmates and provide extra security. He's under 24/7 video surveillance, and prison staff are regularly checking on him to ensure his safety. Despite these precautions, the MDC has been criticized for its poor conditions, with reports of overcrowding, violence, and inadequate mental health services. Former inmates have described the facility as hell on earth, and given its troubled history, it's no wonder that people are concerned about Diddy's well-being while he's behind bars. While Diddy's legal team is doing everything they can to defend him, they've also raised concerns about the harsh conditions he's facing at the MDC. The facility has seen multiple suicides and violent incidents in recent years, which only adds to the worry that something could go wrong. The global attention on this case is immense, and the stakes are incredibly high, not just for Diddy, but for anyone else who might be connected to this web of allegations. And that's really what's at the heart of this story. Diddy's case isn't just about one man's alleged misdeeds. It's about a larger conversation that's happening right now in the entertainment industry, about power, exploitation, and accountability. The allegations against Diddy have sparked renewed calls for reform in the music world, with many arguing that it's time for the industry to confront the toxic power dynamics that have allowed abuse to go unchecked for so long. Some are even speculating that other major figures in the industry could soon face similar accusations, as more victims feel empowered to come forward. As for Diddy, his future remains uncertain. His legal team is preparing for a tough battle in court, and there's a lot of speculation about whether he'll attempt to strike a plea deal to avoid a full trial. If he does go to trial and is convicted, it would mark the end of his career and potentially his freedom. We're talking about decades in prison and the complete dismantling of his empire. His legacy as one of the most successful figures in music would be tarnished beyond repair. But there's always the possibility that Diddy could turn things around. His legal team has been adamant that these charges are part of a smear campaign aimed at taking him down due to his immense wealth and influence. If they manage to discredit the testimonies or find inconsistencies in the evidence, Diddy might still have a chance to clear his name. Additionally, If he can negotiate a plea deal that minimizes the charges or avoids the most severe penalties, he could potentially rebuild his career, though it would be a monumental challenge. However, even in the best-case scenario, the stain of these allegations will likely follow him for the rest of his life, making it difficult to regain the public's trust or reclaim his former status. Whether Diddy emerges from this scandal a free man or spends the rest of his life in prison, his legacy will never be the same, and the impact of this case will continue to ripple through the music industry and beyond. If you're as shocked by this story as we are, make sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all the latest developments. Your support helps us dive deeper into these big stories, and we've got plenty more coming your way. Stay tuned!